baby. How are you guys feeling today? It is Friday. I hope that energy is getting nice and high today. It is literally there. We normally do it on a Thursday, but it's a Friday, and we decided we would just rather ramp it up a little bit here today. As you guys can see, a little bit more in the pilot seat again today. But we, as usual, have the OG, Mr. Marco Bull, joining us here today. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm feeling good. How's the rest of the chat feeling?
Hey, there we go. And then, guys, to the other corner, we got the prop firm killer, Mr. Bonang. How are you doing today, my brother?
Good morning, sir. I'm well. How is everyone doing? I'm blessed.
Hey, there we go, Chad. So you guys know those profits are going to be coming fast and hot here today, this Friday morning. So if you guys are sleeping, you are going to miss out. So before we get into anything, as always, we're going to open the stream up with a prayer. And for that, I'm going to hand over to the main man himself, Mr. Bonang, if you do not mind opening us up with a prayer, brother.
All right, thank you so much. Let us pray. Lord Jesus, we thank you for this yet another wonderful day that you have made, my Lord. We come into your holy presence, approaching your throne of grace and mercy. Lord, we are pleading for your mercy today. Help our minds not to be confused. This morning, we are praying against the spirit of confusion. Father, we pray, Lord, that you lead us into sober mind. Lord, we pray that you lead us into a sound mind. In the name of Jesus, we pray for the stream today. Let it be a fruitful stream that shall help the viewers and everyone in the chat. Lord, we pray for the team. I pray for them, Lord. May you bless them. I pray for Chris. Bless him. I pray for KG Kiggs. May you bless him. In the name of Jesus Christ. Above all, Father, don't forget me. Don't pass me by as you bless others. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. There we go, guys. If you guys are in agreement, you can drop an amen there in the chat, and then we know he is here and present with us. Chat, we're going to do things a little bit different. As you guys know, I'm not I'm going to say the machine gunner of London. So I think I will probably go last in the analysis. But just because I'm sure my brother's already cooking something hot up there. Bonang, I'm going to give over to you first to do your analysis and breakdown first.
I appreciate that. All right. Thank you, chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me once again, the 2Gs. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this stream on your WhatsApp status. Everywhere you are helping somebody. Type the 2Gs. Let's see if people are awake. Type 2Gs on the chart. 2Gs. Beautiful. Right. Thank you so much for those responses. Okay, we are going to go into the chart. We have a chart of US30 just on your screens right now. Looking at US30 yesterday, took buys, hit our TP, and then we left it hanging like that. Like I had said yesterday, we would rather leave it hanging. But our TP was basically hit yesterday. Let me go to the familiar candles. All right, as you can see, that was yesterday's entry. Take profit hit without any negotiations. We saw this market breaking that zone, going all the way up. And if you still remember, I've been emphasizing about this gap. There we go. It was filled yesterday. We see this gap covered, beautifully done this side here. You can see here, this gap was beautifully covered yesterday. So by the market structure of the day today, I am still bullish. Let me just quickly go there and show you. All right, basically based on our way of trading or the mathematics itself, future performance matters. We don't care much about the past performance. However, we keep track record of yesterday's levels. They are likely going to be continuously retested as it is. All right, we didn't see our TP reaching of Monday take profit. We projected this take profit on Monday. We were just here on stream as well. This take profit didn't hit on yesterday. It just some points for it to reach there. So I'm expecting it again today to somehow be tabbed. Let's see how it is. There we go. So my trading zones are like this today. This here is my trading zone. This here is my area of interest, buying zone. And then also this here will be my rejection level. I project that this level is going to be rejected or broken. We see how the price moves. And however, I am already on buy entries right now as we speak on US30. This here is my entry level. Where I'm sitting is exactly at my entry level. So I am on buys already. My take profit is right there, 41,622. That's how I am on US30. As for stop loss, really for me, I don't look for stop losses at all. I don't want to analyze the market and put a level where the market would want to come there as a magnet. Haven't you realized that when you put a stop loss, it's like you are calling the market to say, come against me. So I declare and proclaim that we are going up. So basically, that's how we do it. I don't want to see anything against me at all. Every day, that's how I move. All right. Basically, okay, let's say maybe you took your trades there. I know most of you would like to take, maybe you put your stop loss somewhere here at the maybe previous closing candles and these levels. But the truth is that's a very dangerous zone to do. If you put a stop loss here, it will eventually be hit. I mean, they can hunt it the way they want. So you would rather leave this open. Day before yesterday, I said to somebody here on stream, I bet that this price is not gonna go away from this level. It happened like that. So usually this what gives me confidence of no stop losses, because price where we are trading from is like a magnet throughout the day. We play around that zone throughout the day. We don't go anywhere. So if at all you took those trades, your stop loss should be below this entry, my buy entry of yesterday. It's a key zone that is very, very important. So your stop loss, it should be as wide as it is like that. Let me just try and let's say you bought there. Your stop loss should be below that level, around 41,167. That's how wide your stop loss should be when you're trading these indices. Or rather, not execute there. If you are not comfortable, wait for price to come here and then you enter here. I mean, that's where you can now go with a tight stop loss. I mean, from this level, we're expecting the market to then bounce up without any pressure. Anything beyond this level, that's the illegal move that I was talking about. It's likely going to brutalize you before you even arrive where you are going. So basically, that's how I am on US30. Quickly jumping into NASDAQ, already running in the blues. We did our mathematics, calculated our entry levels as usual. It's a daily norm. This is the 4th week I think I'm on stream. If you review all the streams, the 2Gs have never been wrong. So don't try to go against the 2Gs. You will cry. There we go. Buy entry there, running at a level of interest. But there is something that is very, very interesting. Now, yesterday's trade went very well, and I spoke about, I think that's where at this NASDAQ, I spoke much about the illegal movement. I mean, that illegal movement, we saw it happening, and then I said this thing has to go down and then can be now legal. So this was an illegal after breakout. We saw the market retesting that level. I said we should tap into that zone and then the market should go. So I mean, every high that is broken gets to be retested, and after retracement it becomes a strength and then it pushes up. You can see what happened after retracement. Market pushed up like crazy with one powerful candle going up. So an individual who had sold, took profit where I said take profit, would have actually entered buys again like crazy and made good money once again. So and then we see today's mathematics are saying we are currently sitting at a CV, which is our entry level. We entered, we are 4 hours in profits, if I'm not mistaken, still running in profits. But there's something interesting here. This here is still a resistance area. It's kind of a strong resistance area, because based on the mathematics, we've been tapping that level for too long now. We now need to leave this level. So I'm hoping that today, based on the fact that we are seeing a W here, if you have been doing price action before, those kind of theories, this is a W, then boom, then retested, and then boom. So that's an H1. So you can see how strong this buy may be. And let's not forget the fact that we still have a take profit of the 10th that we are headed to. And remember, price will never shoot up straight. It will go slowly. Like this arrow here, we put it there, buying zone, we are running in buys. I mean, if we entered here, we are still in buys and we are holding our buys. I hope this makes sense. So because this market, we trade it day to day, zone to zone, zone to zone. We keep on having some small sales, we keep on having some small buys, but we are not neglecting the overall trend, which is the bullish market at this particular moment. So even where the market is currently seated, I can still enter buys right there, because for me, that sounds like a very strong support area for too long now. We need to then move from there, push all the way up, because we broke it yesterday, came back again, and then let's see if we cannot drive this market up as much as possible. Please make sure you trade with caution and do not over risk, and don't take this as a financial advice. Trade on a practice account where you don't make money, because here we are not going to advise you to do anything. But that's how I am. That's my idea of trading today. As for gold, there we go. Yesterday we did something amazing. We took these buys there, very, very amazing trades, and you can see from that buy, the market never really went against us. That's why I don't use stop losses. Market went all the way to TP. Why should I put a stop loss? That stop loss is a magnet to call the market to come and take my money and then go. So definitely I didn't use a stop loss there. It was a successful trade. No negotiations, no kululu, no kalala. There we go. As we stay right now, as we are seated, I am not doing anything on gold. There's too much uncertainty this Friday. I'm not even interested in trading this thing today. It may take my money today, so I'm just not feeling it. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm not even watching it. I'm just going to monitor my buys. Look at that buy there, moving smoothly. I'm also going to be sitting just on entry of US30 and everything. We see how it runs, and we expect daily cruise to be smoothly done as usual. Thank you so much, 2Gs. I hand over to you.
There we go.
There's another T-shirt. No kulula, no kulala.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
I love it.
No stories at all.
Beautiful stuff. But up next, we got big man.
All right. Hey, I love it. Beautiful, my brother. Chad, okay, we had some China data come out last night. This morning, looking relatively positive across the board, looking at exports, imports, and we've got Governor Bailey speaking at 20 to 11. I believe they did a rate cut to be hawkish. Didn't really monitor that. Then we've got unemployment data coming out of Canada a little bit later this afternoon. Then we've got quite a few Fed speakers talking. We've got Googler, Goolsby, Waller and Williams, and yeah, that's it for the day. Relatively straightforward on the day. I'm going to jump straight over to the dollar and see what do we have on the dollar. Yesterday, as mentioned, we were potentially expecting some bullishness on the dollar, and I said it's going to be relatively clean or smooth sailing to the upside if we can break out of this. However, what I do not like is the fact we've taken the previous daily high. We have failed to continue higher from there. This for me is a red flag, because now what's going to happen is we can potentially pull all the way back into this zone right here. So I'm going to be relatively bearish on the dollar while we trade below yesterday's high. And I would expect us to potentially come and retest this level, maybe even close somewhere here today, and then maybe Monday, if this is going to hold as support, we can see that next drive on the dollar. All right. So neutral to bearish, then jumping to the lower time frame. Let's see what we have on the lower time frame. Asia highs untested. We've got monthly pivot, weekly R1, Asia lows. We've got a nice clearance here of Asia lows, so we're going to have to see a little bit later, once we pull back, to test that zone if we are actually going to reject. If we reject, I'm going to be bearish. If we start trading back inside of it, I can start to flip towards the bull side. NASDAQ on the daily. Let's see what NAS is doing. NAS on the daily, I am currently bullish. All right. You guys know what we were talking about yesterday. We had that weekly pivot, yearly pivot. We had the 200 daily EMA currently holding above it. So what I would expect now is for us to start trading away from that 200 EMA. We did close bullish below this level, so I'm going to be very clear with you guys. This is a very important level. That is a flat body daily resistance. Flat body, some of you may ask, Chris, what is a flat body? I don't count the wicks. I look at the open and the closes of candles, and that for me is the important area. The wicks do the damage, but the bodies tell the story. So for me, that level where we're currently at, and I believe Bonang also has that as a key level, this level for me is very important. If we are going to continue bullish, we need to hold above this level. All right, so yesterday, a little bit choppy, big push, drop, big push again, and now drop. And effectively, if you go back, we are literally back to where we started off yesterday morning. We had a lot of movement. We didn't have any real displacement. Okay, so that level right there is where we were pre-market London. Now going into the session, we are trading at Asia highs. This for me is a very, very important level. If we are going to continuously reject here, I do expect us to first come lower, potentially into this previous daily high, daily pivot, and then even maybe potentially Asia lows. But like I mentioned earlier in the week, yesterday, for instance, you had this little bit of a dip back into Asia session, then the push, and then you had that major dip back into it. Wednesday, for instance, you were hovering around Asia lows, then you had the big push away from it. Same with Tuesday, hovering around Asia lows. So we can see potentially something that will range here up until NYSE, basically be stuck in this area, and then later with NYSE volume, you can see a move away from this zone. All right, so just be very aware. This entire week, we've been doing that. So not fully rejecting Asia highs or lows, just hovering around that level and then getting a move. So I am bullish on the day. We're going to see what we do for the rest of the day. US30 on the daily. Let's have a look here what is happening. Beautiful. US30 for me is cleaner than NAS today. Why? Because we had a clean close above this previous daily high resistance level there. Let me just do this quickly. So as you can see there, nice break of structure. We've got a beautiful top wick to fill. We've got that rejection of the 200 daily EMA, which is not fantastic, but not horrific at all. We've already created a nice bottom wick. We've already tested this previous breakout zone on the daily. So I do like the idea of the buys. Once we flip bullish, start re-breaking the current daily high, I do think you're going to see a lot of momentum. We've got this entire wick to fall to the upside. Looking on the lower time frames, however, we've got quite a bit of rejection above us that we're going to need to get through. And I'm going to mark this entire zone here because we've got an EQ, we've got a daily pivot, we've got the previous weekly high, and we've got Asia highs. So for me, on US30, I think it's going to be relatively smooth sailing. Once we break through this level, we hold, and then I think it's A for away. We also have that 200 EMA here acting as a dynamic resistance. There's that flat body area. This is another area where you can potentially look to add to some longs. And then finally, I do not foresee it going all the way back to Asia lows, similar to yesterday. Yesterday we were bullish as well, and we only went to about mid-range of Asia. And this key level is also sitting on mid-range of Asia. So I'm thinking worst case scenario, if we are still going to continue bullish and not flip bearish on the day, I'm going to say this is the last line of defense for the bulls there. After that, I would start to doubt the power of the bulls going into the rest of the session. Okay. Gold for me on the daily. Yesterday we spoke about gold, and I told you technically on the weekly we are bearish. Let me just show you guys this. Technically on the weekly we are bearish. Why are we bearish, or why would I have started the week bearish? Purely because we had two consecutive bearish weekly candles. We had a weekly candle take a previous weekly high and then close bearish. But now this resistance level, this could be the last hurrah for gold for a little bit, but that weekly resistance level there, and then on a daily, we also failed to hold that breakout. So effectively, we are now trading back into this range. Only thing I don't like for the potential shorts on gold is the fact that we took a previous daily low. We failed to hold below it. So for me to get bearish on gold, I would need to see us trade back below those levels. But looking on the lower time frames, let's see where we are contextually. We are now currently at Asia highs. There's your daily pivot. There's that key level. I do potentially expect gold to make another push to that level and then potentially start to reject, similar to what we had yesterday. Yesterday we were trading quite a bit away from Asia lows. I said we untested Asia lows. For the guys that didn't watch the stream yesterday, please go and watch the NYSE stream. Somebody asking about how could we be bullish in the morning and then bearish in the afternoon. I had a nice explanation on primary and secondary market structure where we had the displacement. I said all of this was very corrective for me looking at displacement and time. I mentioned to the guys yesterday, let me just show you guys. If you look at the time it took for this move to happen, it took 5 hours, 5 hours for that move to happen. And then for the correction, it took, that correction took 6 hours and 45 minutes, and it only retraced to the 38.2, almost to the 50. So that was the move for me, and I said I wanted to trade in line with that. So yesterday, I still told you guys, somebody was saying they buying gold, this and that, and I said great, but for me, I'm still bearish. Even on the 5 minute and the 15, we were trading below that 200 EMA. And I said I can only get bullish on gold if we start trading above that zone there. But anyways, chat. So for me now currently, I would not be looking to buy gold here. If I'm being very honest, I would rather wait for a push above and then a close back below. I just want to see what the 30 is doing. Keeks, 20 seconds, then you can open up for us. Okay, so ideally for me on gold, I would love to see us push now into the zone, and if we can get a bearish candle that can close something like this, this would confirm that the sellers are back in control, and then we can come back for Asia lows. Otherwise, nothing there for me on gold. Kigo.
Chad, and that is it. Markets are open. Round 9. Ding, 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 ding. Fight.
Shady. There we go. There we go. GBPUSD on the daily. I told you guys we are currently in this daily consolidation dating back 17th of April. So price is pretty consolidative. Yesterday for me, not yesterday, I think the day before, we were still bullish. Now looking at this, the only thing, or not the only thing, I've seen this so many times where you get a breakout out of a range like this, and then this is actually just a liquidity sweep, a false breakout to come back into the range. I'm not saying that is the case here today, but it could be. So if we start to hold above that previous daily low and we start to trade back into this range, all of this was a liquidity sweep to go back higher and back into the range. So contextually, there's no advantage point for me here. If I had to trade GBPUSD today, I would need to see something really aggressively pushing above Asia highs, and then I would need to wait for a corrective move into this level, and then I can rebuy to target that session high. All right, so for me, currently, GBPUSD, sit on your hands. There's no advantage for you here. It is a Friday. Rather let it go and come back next week. GBPUSD. GJ for me on the day is bullish. Why? We closed bullish above that most recent resistance level there. And what I want to see now is if we can push into that next zone, 194.16. And if I jump down to the lower time frames, give me a second here. If I jump down to the 15, what do we have here? Beautiful. This is something I can get behind, and this is something that I would trade. We've broken below Asia lows. We are bullish on the day. If we can get back inside of the Asia range, back above the daily pivot, something like this, maybe even a strong push, little retest there, and then a continuation, we can start to target that mid-range, and then eventually Asia highs, right? I wouldn't sell here. This for me, the guys that know me, even if this thing runs down 4,000 pips, I would not sell here. I would rather look for the buys, all right? Kiga, but that's me. Sorry for all the chatter.
Chad, let's get it. Jan, we did open up the markets, my brother. But Chad, let's get into it. So DXY, again, neutral outlook. We've actually been obviously bearish. We are now going a little bit more bullish. We said yesterday, good chances was going to have that breakaway running around for that monthly pivot and pretty much finishing the day off exactly there at that pivot. Came into it, tested it, a little bit of a doji, 2 dojis. I don't know if the third one has even a body at all. Might just look like a string bean over there. But now starting to come back down. Bean. So we're going to see what's happening here. So the big thing for us today, guys, dollar. We want to see what's going to happen. So Asia lows obviously in play. Asia highs out of play. We're reversing, obviously, there's that previous daily high. And now again, previous weekly high. So for me, big things going to come in here. Previous daily high, we saw price and wanted it there. So I'm obviously going to focus on previous weekly high. Do we test into it, have the fake out, find support in the daily pivot and turn around and go bullish? Or are we going to see something where we can break through, hold resistance, and then find that and just carry on melting to the downside? So going to be quite an interesting one there for us with the dollar. Then going over to NASDAQ, we also had more of that neutral outlook yesterday, the idea of going bullish because we're going back to that psychological 20,000 after finding support back at that yearly pivot. Now, I am going to be on the more bullish side today. The big thing is, it is a Friday. That's my only problem because now we are going to go into a lot of open air, a lot of momentum. We can see some big moves here, but I don't know if that's going to be the case on a Friday. So we could even get a bit of a ranging day where we're just going to see the markets really chop back and forth over here. We can still get a good move, but nothing too crazy to actually close out with on the day. So we're going to just monitor that again. Same thing as with the dollar. We're going to monitor it. So Asia highs we are seeing holding at the moment. The EQ daily pivot in the middle of the range. Asia lows untested. We did try to come and retest. So there was our break of 20,000. Came for the retest, held 20,000, went bullish. So the big thing for me today is going to be coming back down. If we either find support, daily pivot EQ, this area is going to be a very main area for us to either continue bullish. Otherwise, if we can just get along Asia highs, this could become a trending day and we could trade bullish. Obviously, keeping in mind what happens at previous weekly highs, as we can see where we've rejected off there previously already. So just going to keep a lookout for that. Going over to US30, almost very same thing. Difference is now we are above a daily key level. We got that test on the yearly pivot. That was always the goal yesterday. Hit that yearly pivot test, pulling right back now. Now, the big thing for me is, again, going to kind of line up with what I was saying with NASDAQ. This could be a very big trending day in the sense that if this holds support here and we do start to go bullish, we're going to go for those wick fills. So we're going to hold this daily key level. Things can look very good for us. Now, the two things I want to watch and monitor is, again, so NASDAQ holding those Asia highs. Yeah, we obviously have Asia highs and we're holding the EQ daily pivot. And again, previous weekly highs are coming into play. So we're already kind of now going to start having a little bit of a break of structure. And this is where we want to see this thing run down to that daily key level. If we don't find support yet to continue bullish, we break underneath, hold resistance, then we're going back down for the test of Asia low, and then even further down if that is the case. So very simple today. All we're going to be doing is basically trading key levels. We're going to monitor those levels and see what price does off of them. Then lastly, with gold, we've been talking about this neutral outlook with us leaning a bit more to the bearish side. And as you can see there, we now trade that back to 3,400. Traded back down. We had the retest, failing there at 3,400, coming back down. Today, again, going back to that yearly R1. So going to be quite interesting here for us. And I do think the fact we keep going back to this yearly R1, it's going to get weaker and weaker. So I am going to definitely have a bit more of a bearish outlook on gold. But again, we want to just pay attention to those fake outs. So guys, I'm actually going to be dropping a little video a little bit later for you guys actually about trading gold. And the one tip there for you guys is Friday most likely produces fake outs. So if I understand that now, in theory, what would that be? So let's just say it this way. Asia highs, you can see we have our test. You try to retest. You have a second test. And now we're going bullish. Now, what can you notice there? You've got obviously previous day low and previous weekly high. So what would be a very nice play for us here today is if we saw something like this going bullish, having that fake out, coming back in, then where would our next target become? Asia lows, that's untested, and you see that drop all the way back down, and that can be a very, very nice move for us. So that is kind of the play I want to be looking for there today. But obviously, if we can get above here, again, I'm not saying I'm purely going to be looking for the idea of a fake out and I'm only being bearish. You got to react to what price gives you. So if we do start breaking and we start finding support, we can look for potential scalps to go for this key area we want to trade to. And then the same thing, if we do break over here, find support in this area and continue, then we obviously continue that bullish momentum, because if we were going to have a fake out, this is almost a 90% chance this is the levels we're going to do it at. So just going to keep an eye on price and our key zones and monitor it from there. And then obviously with a little bit of help of Iron 2000, I'm pretty sure we can get ourselves a nice trade. But Chad, that is everything. That is all over there. So make sure you guys have paid attention. You guys aren't sleeping over there, because I'm sure Chris will have a trade for you. Bonang is already in trades and probably will have more trades. And Chris is always looking for a trade. Chad, let's just talk quickly about the reviews there, guys, because I see the guys are commenting, but some guys maybe don't read the comments. If you have dropped a review, you will get your discount code.
Please send a screenshot. Yeah.
Send a screenshot to support@vaultfunder.trade, and you guys will then get your discount code. That is if you have dropped a review. If you haven't, go drop a review. Same thing. Take a screenshot, send it to support, and they can then issue you that discount code. All right. But also, guys, I'm just gonna say, people, chill. Doesn't hurt to be nice. People don't always need to get aggressive. Does this discount expire if I don't use it immediately?
You have to use it within an hour. You've got 60 minutes.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Can I put it on your screen? Or
Yeah. Alrighty, Chad. Currently sitting with the point of control there. 200 EMA, quite a big level, like I mentioned. So currently price struggling to get through that zone. So I'm going to say for the bulls to really take charge here, we're going to need to get above that POC here on the day. Otherwise, we can trade to some of these lower areas first. But I do think once we get above it, we can start to move. Looking at gold, let's see where the POC for gold is today. Beautiful. There you can see from this morning, around about 735. Nice point of control there now. Price trading away to the end of this volume shelf. So what we can potentially see is price starting to run away once we get and break through the zone. And then a little bit later on, you can start to trade back to this this POC right here. NASDAQ, let's see where the majority of the volume is sitting. All right, NAS looking better than US30, currently holding above that point of control. There's your Asia highs. There's the end of the volume shelf. So if we're going to start making new session highs here, do you think we can start to see some type of a runaway? All right. The idea with your session volume profile at the end of the day is, let me quickly replay here for you guys while we wait for potential setups, is let's go to yesterday morning. All right. So yesterday morning, you can see for the session on the day, you had quite a bit of volume there. That's where you consolidated, started breaking out of that range. And then for London, this was basically your point of control. All right. Let me maybe just change that point of control. And let me just give it a different color. Let's make it teal. All right. Teal. There we go. That is your point of control. So the idea is that you will start to trade away from it. You usually have your consolidation around that level. And now what you want to see is what is price doing around it. So Yesterday, you can clearly see we had a nice break back above that point of control there. And same thing as what we've got with NASDAQ today. We were trading at the end of the volume shelf. So when I say end of the volume shelf, it is new territory on this session, not looking at previous day's session, just the volume profile for the current session. It's a low volume area where price can potentially trade through. All right, so let's see what happened here. We came to that volume node. We had a bit of consolidation, and now we're starting to move through. Nothing major. This is during London. Remember, US30 is a American indices, so there is not a lot of volume during this period. But we are trading above that point of control. Let's forward it a little bit more. All right, now you can see we have traded quite a bit away from that point of control, and the idea is at some stage we're going to try to revert back to that point of control, which is sitting all the way down there. Okay, so again, we're still at the end of the volume shelf, and around about 1 o'clock we started to correct. All right, let's see where price goes back to. Price came very close. Oh, there we go. Okay, so basically pre-market, price came all the way back to that point of control, retested it there again, and let's see what happened for the rest of the session. There you actually had a move lower initially from that point of control, failing to hold above, and now can the guys see the entire volume node? Okay, so now looking to my left, now you can see a nice chunk of volume there. So let's see what price is going to do at that zone there. Okay, price now at that zone, and there you can see price trying to hold it. Let's see what happens. Okay, now you can see this is now almost becoming your new point of control. There's price went into a consolidation, and that usually happens before your next big move. Price is building up volume, and then it will start to move away from there. Okay, then a little bit later that was still your point of control, and I think you guys know how the rest of the session went. And yeah, that was around about 8 o'clock. Let's check here. All right, so NAS, that's what I'm saying. If we are going to see a break here, it's going to need to break above that Asia high level. Same with US30. If we cannot get through that point of control, we could go lower, similar to yesterday. And we've got two little minor zones down here. These two zones is where we can potentially start to see some buyers stepping in. And I do think if we start slicing through these levels, we might go for Asia lows. And then a little bit later, you could expect that move back to that point of control, or trying to get back to it. So there's a little bit of education for you guys. Not a lot, just enough.
Just enough to get by.
Just enough to keep your taste buds tantalized here on a Friday. Alrighty. Dollar also trading away from the POC. Let's check what GU is doing. GU also trading away from that, and then POC for GJ is up there. But we do have a volume node there. Alrighty. Appreciate the education, Kribo. It's a pleasure, Rooks. It's a pleasure. Seems like gold is rejecting the weekly R1. Yes, Stofield, like I said, I do not necessarily like the buys. I would rather want to see a potential rejection here. But with that being said, if we if we do not reject here and we actually trade into the zone, then that's going to be relatively bullish, because then we can come all the way back into this zone here. Then we can come all the way back into that zone there. So it's just range trading. We're expecting price to either stay in this range, or we're expecting price to build into that range. So there it's quite clear. Chat, 250 of you. Can we ask you guys a massive favor? Drop a like on the stream. That is a way for you guys to support us, and we would really appreciate it if you can drop a like. And if you haven't subscribed, if you have been enjoying the content you've been receiving here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it helps us with the algorithm to further reach more traders. All right. Morning, guys. Where's Mr. Miles today? He was the last 2 days. He was
Ryan, I swear you ask us this every Friday.
Ryan, really?
Yeah, every Friday.
So Miles on Fridays trades with his members. Alrighty. But the previous 2 days he was in the seat with Manny. Very, very good tattoo artist. He did my piece on my leg as well. But it's probably one of the bigger, I want to say almost most underrated tattoo artists in South Africa, if I'm being very honest with you. He is absolutely phenomenal. Mr. Manny. Joining from UAE this morning. Tinas, hoe gaan het, my friend? Maybe make a command.
What's that?
Command, where is Miles on Friday? And then there's something. Good morning, Chad. Bietjie laat. Sorry, Neil, jy is verskoon, my vriend. Lekker om jou te hey, Chad. How was the week? I see 57% of you sliced the market like a chicken this week. And 43% of you got brutalized before you even arrived to the market. So,
it's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a toughie. As long as you know why you got brutalized. Okay.
Move forward.
Mega, good morning. How are you this morning? Somebody yesterday joined from Nigeria. Do we have Nigerians around today?
Nigeria, stand up. This is your time to shine. Can we see if we have anybody from Nigeria?
I'm sure there must be.
Neil Skierman, a knife and a chicken. Oh, that's classic. I think it is going to be a relatively slow session.
You should be positive, bro. I'm Nigerian legally on my South African.
Beautiful. World Group, Nigeria. Okay. I got brutalized by opening a wrong lot on a wrong pair because I didn't check the pair with on screen on MT4.
You know, bro. I think I've told people that before. That's the one time I made that mistake, and it was a happy ending. Was I was trading my prop firm accounts, and at the time I had 100k and I had a 50k account. And I was like, listen, I'm quickly going to enter this position. I'm leaving now. I'm going to be driving, enter, stop loss. Like, because at the time, like, guys would always know, I've told this, I used to always leave the TP. If this was going to be a big reversal move, I put my stop loss in, but then I leave my TP open. And I enter, and I'm sitting and I go, damn, okay, like, my alert hasn't gone off that my stop loss was hit, so hey, I must be in profit. So I get to the shops, and I'm climb out the car, and I'm like, shit, let me just check my position quickly. I go and do I not check, bro, that this thing's there. Literally, it sat through drawdown, which I didn't look at the value. I just set my stop loss where it was meant to be. Was, let's say, 10 pips from blowing the account.
Personal.
No, proper.
Oh, yeah.
Because I entered the 100k lot size
On a 50k.
on a 50k account. So this thing was now in profits, and I was like, damn, bro, like, we're a little bit in profits, and we're up like 3.5%. Like, let's just take it and call it a day. But it was the one time it worked out as a happy ending.
Yeah, these mistakes should never be done. This is money. I mean, if you were employed by a bank and you do that kind of a mistake, you'll be fired.
Yeah. Chad, you got it?
What? I did a massive trade yesterday. It was in deep profits, only to realize 1 hour later I executed the trade on a demo account. Instant dissatisfaction.
Chad, so I had a mate that was also in trading, and he was chatting to a few guys and youngsters, and they wanted to get into trading. And the one guy told the story. He's like, I was in a trade. He was traveling somewhere on the Uber. He didn't have data on his phone, so he couldn't manage the trade. And this friend of mine said, let that be a lesson, that you do not enter trades if you cannot manage them, and especially not having data on your phone. Then rather not trade.
I've had this conversation with guys where I said, that's the one thing as a trader, bro, you always have data on your phone.
No, always.
You always have data on your phone.
You always have a spare charger as well.
You're ready to go anywhere.
Yeah, and then I think most people lost money during those load shedding eras where you are in a New York station and boom, internet, Wi-Fi, everything gone. I left with a phone with no internet. If you don't buy airtime, you're in trouble.
For sure. I can't imagine not having data since I've been using MT5. No, that's where things are going to go south very quickly.
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening. Gold currently rejecting that level. Let's check 30 minutes. Alrighty. We'll see what happens here. Alright, US30 currently trading away from that point of control there. As mentioned, we need to see what is going to happen at these two levels. So the first potential pocket of support is going to sit in this zone right here. And then your second pocket of support is going to sit down there. Alright. But currently below that, below the POC. And we'll see what is going to happen here today. NASDAQ also still currently holding within that range of the POC. So I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I think it can be smooth sailing once you break out of this zone. Alright, so then I think that could be a very clean and smooth move. Rain 5G owes me 140 Rand due to their Wi-Fi. Hey.
And then also the other thing, as much as internet and data is important also in trading, is something that also would affect your trading journey, where you become your own enemy. I mean, it can, like, constantly checking your phone, your MT5, MT4 can cause you to take decisions that you like emotional. You come there, you find a red candle, you'll be like, hey, I'm coming out. Then boom, immediately you close, market goes your direction. You see. So you always have to manage your trades properly. That's one of the most difficult thing to do, by the way. But make sure your mindset is very, very much sober and strong. I mean, if you set a stop loss, be ready for it to be hit. If you set a TP, be ready for it to be hit again.
So the message there, Bonang, is we set TPs but not stop losses.
No,
Yeah.
no stop losses.
There we go.
Yeah.
Like Bonang said, why give the enemy a target to shoot for?
What if we set a TP and we rename it stop loss?
Yeah, still, yeah.
I like what you're thinking. I like what
that's
you.
good.
Maybe then I'll slip my TP for once.
Alrighty, Chad. Point of control here currently for NASDAQ shifting a little bit higher. So we're going to have to see what NAS is going to do here. Can NAS regain that point of control to move higher? Or will the bulls be sliced like a rainbow chicken?
Imagine.
US30, we actually have this, let's call it this little belt here. Are we going to need to get through that little belt? But NAS does look cleaner for me though, Chad. I'm going to be very honest with you. NAS looks good above here. Holding this 200 EMA. Asia highs. POC. Above the daily pivot. Above the previous daily high. Also the Asian markets. Nikkei closing up 1.56. DAX currently trading positive 0.44. FTSE is also in the green, if I'm not mistaken. Where's the FTSE? Where is the FTSE? There's that FTSE barely up. Hang Seng barely up. And then, yeah. BTC back above 103. Keeks, we spoke about this, bro. We spoke about this yearly pivot. Where was that yearly pivot?
We just don't want to be rich, bro.
Bro, why? Chad, where's the yearly pivot? We spoke about this. Sorry, it was on the weekly time frame. Bro, we were calling it yearly pivot. How much is this up? 24%. Okay. BTC. Better coins. Don't be bitter, be lacquer. Let's see NASDAQ here if we can execute here. Alrighty. Okay, Chad, once we get a break above these highs, I see all of this as liquidity. Alright. Normal retail trader sees this as a beautiful sell area. They might potentially even be stacking sells here. Keeks, what does a retail trader do here on sells? Just let me know there. I think it's 8 on the numlock. Alright. That is what...
This one says a very interesting comment here. After everything I put myself through this week, I genuinely can't believe I have ended up with a $14 loss. I've never been this happy about the loss before. Yeah, your own enemy.
It's one of those days where you over leveraged. You pray to God. You said, "Let me just get out at break even." You got out at break even. You then re-entered the same trades again because you couldn't stay out of the market. Then you went back to your prayer closet. Chad, we've been there.
Sure.
There were you eating.
It's a rough time.
But now we also know this feeling. You eating, and the phone is there. You don't watch TV or anything else. You're just watching the chart, watching that drawdown.
Yeah.
It's like, this drawdown.
Yeah, bro, you know the best for me is when I enter those trades, I'm like, this is going to be a lacquer position. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to go carry on with my day. I'll come back later. It's like 3 hours later and I'm sitting there.
Brutalized.
I'm watching this trade, bro.
Bro, and you pray and it's like, Lord,
you would be like begging the market to come back to enter. Like, I don't want profits anymore.
Just give me a break even.
You just wanna get out of it. Alrighty, Chad, let's check here. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Can we brutalize NASDAQ here?
You're gonna take it.
I'm gonna take it. Take it. Chad, 5 minutes.
So 1 minute just gave a buy.
Huh?
IN 2000.
Show.
On NAS.
Alright, okay. Let's see.
This NASDAQ is massive now.
IN 2000 just gave the buy.
Okay. US Tech, Chad. Let's see. I just want to see how this candle closes. And then I will be entering. Like I said, for the manual retail trader, this looks like a beautiful rejection. For us that understands a little bit more, we expect this to be sliced. Almost like a Nando's chicken, not a rainbow. 1 minute. 1 minute.
You gotta trust there, bro.
1 minute. 50 seconds. I know the chat is ready. I know Bonang is already in NAS buys. I think Bonang's US30 position is also back at entry.
Yes, sir. Yes,
if I'm not mistaken. So that is looking 100%. Healthy and smooth.
Very, very smooth.
You're halfway to TP1.
Not like some of my ex-girlfriends. Their face were more rough than the rocks at the beach. I'm kidding. Alrighty, Chad. Let's see. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm taking a young basket here, Chad. On the close of that 5, I've executed some buys. Stops are going to be round about. I just want to let you guys know where the stops are going to be. Alrighty, stops are going to be around about this level there. Alrighty, is it on my screen, Keeks?
Yeah, bo.
And I'm thinking realistically, this previous weekly high could be a target for us, about 50 points there. So let's see if we can get all of this smoothness out of our system and just cruise into the weekend.
You see, faith, how faith operates. Faith is actually, the way I interpret it or I understood it, is actually seeing things as they are supposed to be, not as they are. I mean, the fact that we gave this, I executed this trade and then you didn't put W, you are a non-believer.
Hey.
You're supposed to put W in the beginning here. From the beginning, W's to the end, W's. That's faith.
Yeah, there you have it, Chad.
That's faith.
When the stream started, you guys should have been like W's.
That's the thing.
You should have already come here seeing yourself as a winner.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I'm printing a buy on NASDAQ on the 5 minute as well.
Huh? No, man.
Well, the 1 minute's basically a TP1 already.
No, it will never print a buy on the 5 minute. It's impossible for it to.
I printed it earlier.
All right, Chad. I'm just gonna run to the bathroom, get that P for TP. I'm gonna say round about 1-1.
We can hear Ed laughing.
Oh, can I hear
Yeah,
it?
you guys can hear it.
Why is he laughing there?
I don't know what he's laughing at, but
TP. Chad, this is gonna be round about my break-even level. Round about 1-1. That is where I'll go break even. I'm just going to run to the bathroom quick. Only about a 29-point stop. Because if we come back to this point of control, then it's very likely that we can actually start to break lower. So we want to see price trade away from that POC. We're in a low volume node, so we want to see this just continue higher and go and reach our take profit level there. All right. We took a profit and it's now on stream here. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys catch that. Anyways, okay. The guys didn't catch that.
nah, I'm waiting, bro. If US30 breaks some levels, I'll take US30 with you. The VF support team is next level. Good one.
Kicks, jump into my screen, my brother, and show them this thing that I'm seeing here.
Let's have a look there. Here we go.
See how powerful that thing is. And also US30. We'll start to jump from here and, that kind of a thing. Let's see. NASDAQ. Smoothly running. Smoothly running. Lyndon says we took a profit. Hey, Lyndon.
You guys are all in profits here. Guys, there's currently 250 of you guys, only 130 likes. I know you guys can get those likes up to 200. It would be greatly appreciated.
Like, share.
Neil, cash value.
CV joints, CV joints. Those are powerful. If a CV joint breaks in a car, what happens?
Or is it current value? But long is it current value or cash value?
Let's call it cash value for now.
Right.
Cash value. No, Mara, it's current value. That's the meaning of that. Yeah. Is it CV joints? So am I correct? You are laughing, Rax. Am I correct there?
Yeah.
Okay. See, like I told you, my interest has always been in the value, money always. All these other things really don't matter, apart from saving the Lord with my money. How many views we have today? 231. 38. Okay.
Yeah, it's up and down the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are busy. I'll go back to US30, please, Bonang. All right. It's currently on the CV. If we break that CV joint, the market has been weakened. To start to give us good money. Jump inside here. Unstoppable. Yeah. Today it's funny, Kicks. I have 3 funded accounts with with Commit Capital. So today is my withdrawal day. All of a sudden, their dashboard doesn't want to update that I have traded day number 5.
Hey.
All of a sudden, like today, they haven't updated their system. I closed in profits. Even the profits that I made is not. I think they just clicked the pause button. So I'm just gonna delete that account until tomorrow. What can I do? Because what they want to do is you to force you to continue trading, so you can lose the money you have made.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just open a trade. I mean, on a challenge, when I open a trade, even if I close it after 1 minute, the system detects and saying, "Ding, you are done." But today, I've opened almost 3 trades, closing them in profits. They have paused my dashboard.
Hey, the guys.
So you have to always open your eyes. I want to hold 2 keys on. Yes, why not hold, my brother? Hold. I am holding. If we cry, we will cry together. If we rejoice together. That's how it goes. Say COVID was on stream yesterday. For my car, as a man is living off Uber this week. Okay. Yes, we carry the spirit of patience, my brother. Very, very patient. You have to always pray for that. It's a spirit. It's a spiritual thing. Not everyone is patient.
Oh, I don't know why I was such a headache today.
Yeah, they are local. Commit Capital is local. They are RCG space market owners. 2 brokers. No, they have the money, those ones. Too much money. I think they just decide who they want to send it to. Small, but they are very, very good with money. There we go. Still on entry. NASDAQ pushing up very well, guys. Very, very well. I mean, we started off from here all the way. And then I said, even here, I can still enter. See that? Pushing well. We'll continue until we reach key zone. Yeah, that's the rejection area. But also, we are expecting it to reach our TP. But I just decided to, you know what? I'm just going to take profit here for me. That one day may not arrive. But that's the value of the day anyway. It will go there. There we go. Pushing well. You refused to put W's from the beginning. So you are suspicious, guys. I suspect you. Let's look at US30. I think most people are interested in this US30 thing. And please, this is not financial advice.
Alright, guys, just want to show quickly. Obviously, I know a lot of you guys weren't in with Belang from, but obviously those that did enter with Chris, that is how that trade is looking there for Chris. Just a little rocket ship taking off over there. But yeah, going very, very nicely. The trade.
Smooth. That's NASDAQ, eh?
Yeah, that's NAS.
Yeah. Yo, see how life is smooth. The man is off the chart. He's in the bathroom. He's hitting TP. Guys, that's a smooth
man's
life.
gonna get his break-even point here, and he's not even here.
Smooth life.
Yeah, it was also TP 1 hit on NASDAQ 5 minutes. It was also the TP 1 hit on the 1 minute as well.
Guys, congratulations. I mean, if you came across the 2Gs stream, God loves you. Don't move away from here. God loves you. Hey, in the morning kicks when I woke up, there's something that came into my mind. I was like, do you know how the devil operates? The devil is now very funny. He has risen some agents around the internet who go around tarnishing people's names. This one is a scammer. This one is a scammer. This one is a scammer. So, and then you believe in your life to follow those people and watch those people, and you don't want to learn. I have a friend who drives me up and down. He says to me, hey, these days scammers are being exposed on internet. So I said, oh, so the enemy has decided to feed you with the negative part of this whole entire thing, so that when we bring the positive, you are like, nah, you guys are scammers. Look at how impactful those guys are in people's minds right now. If you speak life,
people will be like, this thing doesn't work. Haven't you seen that scammers are being exposed?
100%. That's the thing. People, when they try to go at us, and the biggest thing was they want to make us out as scammers. My brother, we live streaming. Everything's in front of you. What are we scamming people?
Yeah.
You can't fake something when it's live.
And also for me, I do understand the point of view of somebody who comments and say, I was scammed by forex trader or something. I myself personally have got people who call me a scammer. You know why? I agreed to trade for them. When I blew the account, I was the enemy. When we're winning, we were friends. You know, there are people who are like that. When you are winning, you are friends, but when you blow, then you are enemies. You know, that kind of a thing. So there are people who would say you are a scammer out of bitterness. One, they put the money in forex not knowing anything, and then that money went away. Then they started to say forex is a scam because they don't understand, or they did not understand the system that they were involved in.
Yeah. Neil,
go ahead,
I agree with you 100%. I always say to people nowadays, if I go out and let's say people don't know me or whatever the case, and they're like, oh, what do you do? My first thing, I just say to people, I'm in finance. I don't ever use the word I'm a trader. Because the minute I say I'm a trader, it's either, as Bonang says, you're a scammer, or secondly, every other Tom, Dick, and Harry is a bloody trader nowadays. So I just ignore it. I'm just like, bro, I'm in finance. That's what it is.
Yeah, true. That's the only way to go. I mean, if the enemy is trying his best, is trying to show people that this thing doesn't work. That's how the enemy operates. He feeds you with the negative in order for you not to see the positive, while the positive is there. So for me, I don't have any time to entertain anybody who would speak bad about anything. Like, for example, if you call forex a scam, isn't it that this thing, there are people who are living using this thing, and there are people who are making it. I'm one of them. It has done me wonders personally. So I can't entertain a person who wants to talk me down on my faith.
Yeah. Hey, Keeks, is V2 of Iron the latest version? Couldn't see the signal on the 1 minute on NAS, only the 5 minute. Gareth, do me a favor, delete it off your charts and re-put it on. V2 is the latest one, but delete it, put it back on your charts.
Yeah, it's tough saying you're a trader these days. I don't even mention it to new people. I just say I still do accounting law. Yeah, that's a good way. And also we are being helped from a pressure of the society to say, you are a trader. Why are you not driving a Lambo? Why are you not in a private jet? You know, that kind of a
yeah, because just Gareth, there you'll see on my chart, there was the 1 minute bar. So this was the 1 minute on NAS or under. So yeah. If it doesn't show, just take it off, re-upload it, and you are good.
You'll cry.
On its way to TP2.
Foreign exchange consultant is my go-to. Beautiful, Kyla. Is it Kyle? That's a good one.
Foreign exchange consultant is my go-to. Yeah, everyone, the minute you said that, everyone wants your advice. They want this, they want you to trade for them, they want you to do all these funny things.
Daddy FX, I'm a professional stop loss magnet. That's my profession.
I'm a trader that drives the rust buckets. Let's see. That's TP2 on the 1 minute on the NAS trade.
Look at that. There is noise, yeah?
Yeah, it's Chris and them in the background.
The other one says I buy and sell kenkies. Nice.
Give me a 5 rand, I'll show you I can turn your 5 rand into my 500 rand. Hey. Chris busy laughing, but he must be BE. Bro, as I told you, that man's always on his own side missions. He's, I don't know. He's never focused when he's trading. Everyone tells me they're interested in learning trading. I tell them to stay away.
I'm a charity worker. I make brokers rich. Don't do that now.
Thanks, guys. Got the 40% discount. Super stoked. Awesome, awesome. Sounds like Friday vibes in the office. Yeah, the guys they're always on their own missions in here.
Too much noise there.
Sorry, Keeks. I had to go drop the kids. Alrighty, chat. That is the break-even point. That is where you should go break even on this position. Very likely we could come back, but that is none of my business if it comes back to break even. Let's see. Do not come back to our break even. Just go away from here. What?
I'm waiting for entry. I'm just saying, you guys saw yesterday, chat. I waited the whole day for a trade and it played out. So I will wait again.
Ending the week with a -1%. Got to take it on the chin. It could have been worse. Oh, not a comedy.
Alrighty, let's see what the markets are doing. Okay. US30 now currently at that POC there. There's that zone. Let's see if we can start to trade away from it or whether we reject. Gold also currently still at this zone. Let's see on the higher time frames. Had a nice rejection there on the 30. GJ, alright chat, there's GJ. Like we mentioned, not looking for sales there. So if you can start to hold this zone, I do think buyers could potentially be on the table for Asia highs. Dollar is currently dropping. Dollar currently dropping, looking very likely that we will go and retest that zone. NASDAQ.
Yeah, right.
US30 and Gold is not setting up for me yet.
Any advice for beginner traders? Go to 2G's website and be a member there. Join membership if you are a beginner.
Chad, I am also shooting a beginner's video today. The guys are busy setting setting up the shot for me there. We're gonna do, I think that's gonna be our first 1 million view video. I'm just putting it out there now already.
I'm interested. What is that other one sitting at?
think it's sitting at 70,000.
Still, it's been stuck there for a while though.
Yeah, NAS break even, Chad. NAS break even trade. We'll see what we do here. Asia has potential re-entries. Did run a nice 24.25. It is London, however. Do not expect fireworks. Let's see. Is it 70k already?
It is now at 69.
Alright, close enough, close enough. And when I watch it, it's not even a great video, but...
Man's gonna have his seat chalked over here.
300. What's that?
It's gonna get chalked on the page, because apparently we don't do anything on the page.
What page?
This page.
What page is that? Oh, what's the name?
Man gets a seat at the table and then does nothing.
Yo, geeks. 300 more views and 70k. It will hit 100,000.
Nah, it definitely will. It's just a patience game. Just a patience game. After how many views does YouTube start paying? You have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Then you can get.
Isn't there another one? Is it just subscribers and watch hours?
Yeah, that was it. Then you can get monetized.
But you need views to make money on YouTube. Like you need proper views.
The small stuff isn't really gonna help you.
Like for full transparency, our channel a month generates between $200 and $250.
NASDAQ is dropping, yeah? Let's see.
JP, no, probably won't be tomorrow, my brother. We'll have to maybe look at next week.
It's a bootcamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. When did we say we're doing it tomorrow?
We've been chatting the entire last 2 weeks. Tomorrow.
When did we say this?
That's what I'm asking. We said we're gonna do it tomorrow. Because we were supposed to do it between those long weekends and we didn't. Can't do it next week. Tomorrow. Unless you want to take the early shift. I'm taking 6 o'clock.
Alright, well apparently we have a bootcamp tomorrow, guys. Alright. I swear what you guys do on YouTube, it seems a lot of effort you guys put in every day. Chris said he wants one this week. Lyndon, I see so.
Otherwise, I can do mine tomorrow and you can do yours next weekend if you want to.
No, we can do it tomorrow. It's fine.
No, because those long weekends threw us off
Yeah.
and we technically behind on one.
No, just I remember we spoke to the guys and we said we are behind on one. I just don't remember us confirming that we're doing tomorrow. I remember telling the conversation that we know we're behind on one.
6 o'clock tomorrow, Project G. Hope you guys are ready.
Keeks, where's the draw for the TV? You need to know where to buy the remote batteries. Hey. You're welcome to join us, Keeks.
Let me just check here. Yeah,
guys, we're obviously waiting. So if we do get it still today, we could maybe then do a New York session. Otherwise, we'll say it'll probably be Monday. Is it somewhere with XM where I can see my weekly percentage gain or loss, or do I need to manually calculate that? I'm sure there might be somewhere on the page, on your account thing. You do get a daily, I know they do send you a daily report to your email. So I think in your reports and stuff like that, also you can go generate reports. You should be able to see it in there then. I hope you guys tested the TV and PS5 in the office. It needs mileage before the giveaway.
Oh, you can't. No, you can't do that. If somebody does that,
we're gonna give away a car next, but we're gonna first drive it. We need to first get it to like 100,000 kilometers. Then we know it's running properly, and then we'll give it away to you guys. Just to know that you guys aren't gonna break down on the side of the road and stuff like that.
The CV joins are also strong.
Here we go.
No. Oh, you can't actually share that. That is crazy.
What a day. Friday, slow markets. Something else.
Yeah. Crystal NASDAQ 100 took Asia highs and trading back below the Asia high. Does that mean it was a fake out? We now targeting Asia lows?
No. Remember what I said this entire week so far. You've had moves like this where if it's going to come back, it's not going to come back now during London. For the most part, you've had these consolidations around Asia lows or Asia highs. And then the move would happen about pre-market NYSE. So personally for me, no. The only time we got a move back to Asia highs was actually on Monday. And on Monday, if we replay this, let's quickly replay Monday around about 2 o'clock. Let's see where the point of control was. Okay, the point of control was mid-range. We were trading at Asia lows. So again, that idea of trading back to the point of control after trading away from it is valid. So no. You can see here we came all the way back to that POC, and then from there actually made our move higher. So the same now. If I look at where we are now, the only way that I can think that we are going to go much lower now is if the following happens. If we come and we start trading below this point of control here, this zone here, if we do something like this, we start breaking structure lower here and we start rejecting on the backside, then I'm going to say yes. Easily back to the downside. But while we're trading above the 200, we're trading above the daily pivot, I'm still in a buy mode. I am not looking for sells. Same with gold. Like I mentioned, I'm not a fan necessarily of the buys. So if we can get some type of rejection on the 30, like back below here, I do think the sells are on like Donkey Kong.
I can't wait for NFP.
Volume.
These small moves like this.
What is I think Tuesday CPI.
CPI.
So that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, expecting a big move. They want that to buy a Range Rover.
There we go. There we go. All right, Chad, here's our second level point of control here. These two zones are going to be the last levels of support. All right, so these two levels, these are potential buy zones. If we hold below here, things get a little bit sticky for US30, because then effectively what's going to happen is we're going to go lower. But then again, trading away from that point of control, you could get a move back first.
Hey Chris, email my screenshot to support and receive a discount code within minutes. Vault Funder, one of the best, if not the best prop firm out there.
There we go.
Yeah, in terms of support, massive stuff. Payout, massive stuff. That's Vault Funder for you.
Gold might be on a move. Oh, gold cooking something up there.
Let's see what is gold doing. Yeah.
Which move?
Bearish, bearish, bearish. Berara. Ah, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Do you want another one, please?
Yeah, please.
There's the same cup for Ben.
Why does it do this to me?
Sometimes you might say there's no reply. Just check your spam folder, you know, that kind of a thing. This Gmail thing, if you send an email and then they didn't report it to your inbox somehow. So support might have responded, but you didn't check your spam folder kind of a thing.
Yeah, definitely good.
Prodigy, I'm just preparing a little doc here for you guys. For some reason I can't send this. I have to do it in a PDF. Maybe something we'll do for you guys on a daily. Thank you.
Southern gold with 500 breaks 33.17. All right.
US30, can the bulls hold?
The idea today is to keep holding those bonds. They must not go anywhere.
Alrighty, Project G, let me send this to you guys. Let me know if you guys would like this on a daily basis. I do this for myself every day, if you also want it.
Got a reply from VF, but no discount code in the email. That is very weird because I don't know how everyone else has got it and then you didn't.
Got a reply from VF. Armand, what did they say in the reply?
I was about to ask the same question.
What did they say in the reply? People are hungry for those discount codes. Announcements. There we go.
US30. Give us something.
Just dropping there.
Just thank me for the review.
Armand, you just need to you just need to say where's the
They send 2 mails.
they sent 2 mails. Yeah, they sent 2 mails, Armand. Armand's like, let me go take that review down. Where? Oh, here's it. Here's it. Prodigy guys, please check in the announcements section. Just a nice little summary of the financial news in the last 24 hours. Gives you a nice little breakdown there.
Can I have more than 1 review?
There we go. Get your wife's phone out. You can definitely do.
Eyes are getting clever now.
As long as you drop a review.
I'll be patient. I don't know your review stays. Carla, second that lol.
Stokey, let me know what you guys think. Just a nice little, just the major things, not so you don't have to browse through all of the news.
To help get it to 100 reviews. That's what we're doing it for.
Let's go.
Come on, US30. We're on that daily key level now, so let's see what happens there. Hey, the chat just wants to creep you.
So you guys are naughty. Is that a glass break now? What was that? What is that, Keeks? Hey. Hey. Hey, hey.
The chat wants the volume.
71 reviews. We just need 29 more for 100. Chad, not a lot happening here. Let's quickly look at what is going on here. Dollar index still currently at the daily low, close to daily pivot. NASDAQ currently at that zone as mentioned. If we start trading below this zone right here, things could go bearish. As a minimum, back to this mid-range, all right? So let's just clean it up a little bit here. So now, if we fail to regain that point of control, you're going to see price come all the way down to at least this zone, another 37. and then from there it's going to need to make a decision, but currently very, very choppy, up, down. Still some glass breaking there in the background. US30 US30 now last line of defense for the bulls here. Last line of defense for the bulls here. This is what is that? Oh damn, the guy skinned an alligator for it. It's quite a big croc. Yo, coffee is hot. This I'm gonna say, Chad, this last line of defense for the bulls here, like I mentioned, these are the last two levels where the bulls can potentially regain control of this market. Below this, things are gonna get really, really interesting. So this entire zone here, I'm going to say we're going to have to focus on what is happening here. And then potentially we can trade back to that point of control. Otherwise, we're going to trade much lower. And then a little bit later, we're going to start to see this shift. Gold, as mentioned, not interested at all in the buys today. Looking more purely for the sells. I'm going to say we're going to have to wait for breaks below here. Okay, so breaks below there, that's going to be your safer option. And if we hold that level, you could potentially buy. But for me, again, all of this is just currently consolidative. Gold in a consolidative range, and it is going to be quite tricky to trade inside that. Pound yen as well, struggling to stay within the Asia range. However, I still would not try to sell this. I would wait to see a hold back in Asia range. But that is the only thing I'm looking at, Chad. Coop won't do anything here. You need liquidity in these markets.
Rich Perry, you are the one causing the market to come down. He says it's not going anywhere without there.
Chris, if we're right, we might get a 50-minute signal on gold within the next 3 minutes.
Who said that?
Stove.
I'm going to tell you, Stove.
Kyla, if you press buy now, the volume will come in the opposite direction.
Yeah, Stove. I don't think you're right, my brother. We are quite far away from a 15.
If I press buy now, the volume will come in the opposite direction.
Oh, cow.
The boys are like, I'll take one for the team. I buy, you guys carry on holding the cells. Kyle will be the liquidity for the chat.
Do not be a donor here. Take care of your man.
Oh, I love it. 2 gays trading.
Right?
It's actually 3 gays, my brother. No man, Rooks. We gotta have some entertainment. The markets are slow. Bring that man back.
Victor, congratulations. Done for the day. 50 points on US30 sell. See you next week, chat. Beautiful.
Bring that man back.
You can hang out. Hey.
We need some entertainment. I think this week was quite a big week fundamentally, coming off the back of all of those public holidays.
Yeah.
And also with Trump and also with the FOMC. So I think markets are a little bit more relaxed. Trump getting that deal across the line with the UK. So that's going to be the first domino to fall. And I think the other countries are also going to start falling in line, start coming to the table, getting those deals done. So I think it is, like I said, for me, the US economy is in a very good place. In terms of data, the data is not as bad as the sentiment. So everything has been sentimentally driven the last couple of weeks. But the data does not reflect the sentiment. Yes, no rule for news. You can trade the news broken, my brother. My brother.
There's nothing that Trump is saying today.
Nah, nothing today.
Friday, weekends, quiet.
$100 and I passed my 100k fund. The next challenge, I definitely made some good contribution. Thanks, guys. Awesome stuff there, Gareth.
Would you say the markets are back to normal? I wouldn't say back to normal as of yet. I think we're very consolidative, like I mentioned. It's if you look at US30, for instance, on the daily, you can see, let's quickly do this.
The pair name not clear. My brother, there's a watermark that's literally there in the background. US30.
Is it?
I don't know what more clear you want than that.
So if we think about it, as much as there's been movement here on US30, it is very overlapping. It's not like previous, let's say last year, for instance, where you had nice, clean, concise movement. This is very overlapping. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. So I wouldn't say we're back to normal yet. The ranges have tightened in the last week. You can clearly see all the way back from Thursday last week. We've effectively just been trading within this zone. So that is why today personally, if we can hold outside of this box, I do think US30 will be trading there later. 100%. That is a wick fill to the upside. It is a move that I would expect. I would be very, very surprised if we trade like here somewhere a little bit later today. Unless it's something fundamental. But in terms of price action, this for me, even if you go on a line chart, you can see that we are breaking structure to the upside. Even if I go to a 8 hour, there you can see we're taking out highs. So I would love to see the move to the upside. My offshore portfolio would love to see it. If you are a capitalist, you would love to see it. Even if you're a socialist, you would love to see it. But there's that zone. That also coincides with these two zones that I drew out for you guys, where I said these are areas where you can potentially add buys, all right? Because that is where your volume nodes are.
See what's happening here.
One of these days you will see, you learn it the hard way. If you trade against the 2Gs, no problem. Just continue. You eventually keep crying.
They'll eventually learn it.
Yeah.
Say they're trading against 2Gs, they'll be crying, bro.
Hey, Chad, you know. So yeah, Chad, there's that flat body area. Nice retest there. And then also, if you look at your points of control, I said these are the last two lines of defense for the biller, not the blow biller.
Isn't there rugby tonight?
Is there Formula One the weekend?
No, it's the break now, and then we've got the triple header after this.
NASDAQ as well, still holding that point of control. So, not a bad idea if you want to re-enter. Not a bad idea to re-enter. All I want to say now is that after all of this, if you can't get away from here now, then the bulls are in trouble, like serious trouble. Why do I say that? You've been given all of this opportunity. You've been holding this level, and the more times it gets tested does not mean it becomes stronger. It actually means that the bulls can't make inroads to the upside. So what's going to happen is the bears are just going to slice them like chickens. So that's why you're going to need to see a move away from this level now. Otherwise, the bulls are... And that's how you should look at a trading level. That is why, if you think about liquidity very simply, guys, let me maybe do one more lesson for you guys here. If you think about this quickly, let's say that is a key zone. There's a key zone. And during Asia, price pushed up. And you found your first bit of rejection. You had a reaction off it. Now, a little bit later, you start edging up there again. You reject it again. Now you come back down. Now, a little bit later, you go up there again. And you reject again. Now, think about it this way. If this was really such a strong resistance level, or a level where you think a supply level where people will sell out of their buy positions and get into sell positions, why do you think we keep heading back there? Why do you think we keep jumping back to that level? And why do you think these moves down are such short strokes? It's like we're getting away, but then all of a sudden we back at those highs again. The reason for that is because there's not really that much supply in that zone. And effectively, all that's happening is, again, what I've talked about in trading, is this is effectively turning into a consolidation or a accumulation for the next move higher. And retail sees that as resistance, and you can trade it. I'm not saying you cannot trade the range, but I'm talking in terms of primary and secondary order flow. We spoke about it yesterday. The primary order flow is there. We're coming from a bullish run. We have now gone into our secondary market structure, which is here now, which is corrective. It's overlapping. Let me just do this quickly. No, man, what the heck? That is your secondary market structure. And effectively, unless you get a massive reversal that's clean, let's say you had something like this happen. You pulled back, you pushed in, you rejected, had a tiny little pullback, and then you had something maybe like this. That for me now becomes a reversal. Okay, because you had very strong impulse away from that zone. So you should always think about it that way. I hope that makes sense. That it took me many years to figure that out, and it took me many a loss, because the textbooks tell you the more times the level gets tested, the stronger it gets, and boy, are they wrong on that one.
Yeah. Just hit full margin and make your mom proud. Hey. Yeah, I think my trade for me, guys, I think it's set up a little bit later.
Let's see, adjust full margin. Alright, Keys, I'm ready to call it. I have to shoot that video for the guys.
We've actually got some stuff we have to do still. So I think that might be it. Chad, before we go off then, I'm going to give it to Benang quickly. Benang, any closing remarks from you, my brother?
All right. There we go. This we can. Are you on my screen now?
Yeah,
all right,
on your
thank
screen.
you. Beautiful. What we have here is the US30 bullish signal. All this zone for me, I'll be still looking for buys throughout the day. This whole area here is my buying zone, buying zone, buying zone. Whatsoever happens there, then I'm still very much comfortable. What happens then if I see this market coming below my trading area here, below there, that's when I start to become uncomfortable. Other than that, anything here is just fluctuation. I just relax and maybe get busy with other things. So there we go. That's how I am on US30. There's nothing beyond this that I can say. All I can say, do not be a chart watch. I mean, if you keep on watching the chart, you can be emotionally traumatized, and then you close your trades unnecessarily before it pays you. Be careful. As for NASDAQ, still very much bullish, though we're still holding it an area that I spoke about when I started. Still very much bullish, though, holding there, and we are still circling there. I'm expecting this market to push in from that zone straight into my key zone and that TP. That's how this Friday is gonna end up like on my side. Nevertheless, take care of yourself. Make sure you remember going to church on Sunday. Have a wonderful and a blessed weekend. Thank you.
There we go. Chris, any closing remarks from you, brother?
No, Chad, like I mentioned, technically buys on US30 unless something fundamentally comes out, both US30 and NAS. Gold, as mentioned as well, I'm not a fan of the buys. I can only get bullish on this if we start trading above there. But for instance, this now, even on the 30-minute here, if we start breaking that previous 30-minute low, I would expect this to go back to the downside. Other than that, it is relatively choppy on Friday. We had quite a bit of fundamentals come out this week, quite a bit of movement on the geopolitical front. So we're going to have to see how we end this Friday. Very slow. If you had a good week, call it. Do not stick around. Call it a long weekend because this afternoon, not expecting too much. Just expecting the bulls to absolutely pulverize socialism here to the end of the week. But Chad, that is me. Thanks so much, Keeks. Thanks so much, Bonang, my brother. Really, really appreciate you guys.
Oh, you're welcome. And there is another one here on chat. Congratulations, Sehofa. So he says he's watching. Is he or is she? I don't know. Watching the stream while on a ceremony. And he is a data analyst. Congratulations on those academics, man.
Congrats, my man. Chad, then I think that is going to be it. As I said, from my side, I'm definitely going to take up the discipline a bit more. So I've got very certain trades I'm looking for on gold and on US30, and I'm going to wait for them. It paid off yesterday. It was a very, very long and painful wait, but it paid off at the end. It's going to be the same thing today. I'm going to wait for it. Hopefully I get my setup. End of the day, those few trades are making the difference. This isn't a whole get rich quick thing. It's you stick to the plan, you compound, and before you know it, you start seeing those differences. So for myself, again, normally I don't trade London, so it's very rare if the trade isn't even setting up in London. That's not really a problem for me. But I'll obviously see you guys in New York session. Very hopefully we get that trade then. So we'll keep an eye on that. And Chad, we're going to see you guys a little bit later. But thank you to my man Chris and Bonang for joining as always. Chad, and we're going to see you guys then. Peace and love, baby. And we're going to see you guys later. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.